Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. I am a full-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and whatnot, as well as Etsy. So what I like to do every month or so is show you all of my high dollar sales. So sales have been slow lately. They have been slow, but we have still had 33 sales over $50 in the last 6 weeks. I'm going to show you them all right now so you can see what is still selling even in this really bad economy for good money. So you can keep an eye out for it when you are outsourcing. So let's go ahead and take a look. So all of these sales I am going to show you are my own. You can verify by going to see my eBay store, which is included in my links down in the description. None of these were auction. These were all buy it now. We have not run any auctions in a couple of months. So I am going to go ahead and show you what sold for over $50 for us. All right, I'm going to pop this up. I did not show the watch. You can kind of see it, but not really. This is a Playboy watch. So this is I put vintage adult humor, erotic. I'm not going to read through that. It was from 1970. I also put novelty, gag gift, sexy, and Playboy. I paid less than $2 from this from an estate clear out. And this one sold in less than a week for $55. Plus the buyer paid shipping. They were $64.84 all in, and we made about a $45 profit. Up next is another item from an estate buyout I did, and people ask me about those. Most of those I find out from friends and family or people that have emailed me because I have the YouTube channel. So this one actually came from an estate sale like that. I drove to Birmingham, Alabama, picked up a ton of stuff. I'm about $5 into this. Watch for quilts as well as unfinished ones, which is what this is. This is a vintage newspaper backed feed sack, floral pattern. I did put unfinished quilt. These pieces sold for $55 plus the buyer paid shipping. They are a profit of about $45, and these actually sold in about a month. So these were pretty fast selling. So keep your eye out for quilting panels. Some quilting fabric can do good as well. And this was a very fast seller. Up next is an item I got from the bin store. So I am not a bin store frequenter. When I say bin store, I mean somebody that is buying Amazon pallets, putting everything out. They're either $3, $5, or $7 depending on the day. So this was a $7 day. I went with Prison to Profit convention and I found this giant robot vacuum. Unbranded, but I still picked it up. It sold in under a month for $50. This is a InLife robot vacuum cleaner, new open box, automatic vacuum for house. I did put home and carpet. This one sold for $50. Again, I paid $7. So this one is about a $38 profit. And again, it sold in under a month. Up next, I just had this sale today on the day that I am doing this video. So if you're not following my Cat's Treasure Hunting channel, that is my channel where I go to thrift stores, yard sales, flea markets, and I go find stuff to resell. So I found this Coach purse while I was on vacation down in Key West for my daughter's birthday. This Coach purse I paid $10 for. It sold for $50 in under a month. This is a Coach signature Tonal blue denim braided strap. I did accept an offer of $50. The buyer paid shipping as well. This one's going to be about a $35 profit after fees, and it sold very fast. So watch for Coach. Just make sure you're getting authentic, and this was a really fast sale. Up next is something a lot of resellers might tell you not to pick up, and that's a decorative plate. But this decorative plate sold for $50. This is a vintage Gloria porcelain decorative plate. It was made in Germany. It is of a courting couple. I love picking up courting couple stuff. This has a beautiful gold gilt. This one sold for $51.98 plus the buyer paid shipping. So this one I actually picked up for only $5 and it is going to be about a $40 profit. Up next is a little tiny statue that I bought in an auction lot. Not overly impressive, but some of these little things can sell for good money, so make sure you look them up. To look them up, I typically use Google Lens. It is on everybody's phone, or you can download the app and take a picture of an item, and it helps you to identify and describe the item. This is a vintage carved stone alabaster seated child with book statue figure decorative. You see me adding those keywords there in at the end. This one sold for $57.91. I only paid $2, so this one is actually about a $45 profit and it sold in under a month. Up next, if you have not watched my dollhouse furniture high dollar video, go check it out. I have a whole playlist on research videos of high dollar selling items in specific categories. I have quite a few on jewelry, as well as teacups, a mid-century modern one. There are a bunch of them. So definitely check out that playlist. This next one is a dollhouse furniture little settee bench, and it was sterling silver and it sold for a lot, and it was only 2 inches. This is a vintage Victorian sterling silver filigree dollhouse miniature couch love seat bench. Again, you see those keywords there. This one sold for $67.07. I paid about $10 for this. So this one's actually close to a $50 profit. It did take close to a year to sell, so it was a little bit longer tail, but still a great profit. Up next is Pyrex. If you do not know, a lot of Pyrex sells for really, really good money. This set, which was not complete, it was primary color mixing bowls. If you get the whole set, they are worth quite a bit more. I only had 3 bowls and they still sold very fast. This is vintage primary colors, blue orange, Pyrex nesting mixing vintage bowls, a set of 3. They sold for $57.91. I got these from an estate buyout, so I'm actually only about $5 into these, and these are gonna be about a $45 profit. And again, these actually sold in under a week. They sold very, very fast. The next 2 items are very, very similar. They went to different buyers, picked these both up for $5 each, and they can be super valuable, as you're about to see. This first one is a vintage purple Starburst Sun Native American black glass seed beads bolo tie. Again, I am only $5 into this. It sold for $67.59. plus the buyer paid shipping, making this over a $50 profit. This is another one that took close to a year to sell. And then next is vintage green fire Starburst. You see I use Starburst in both of those. Native American glass seed bead bolo tie. This one sold for $65 plus the buyer paid shipping. I again am only $5 in, so another about $50 profit. Up next is a jewelry box. I actually paid up for this because it had some jewelry in it that I wanted, but this helped me recoup most of the cost on the lot. So this was a brand new jewelry box in the box. Watch out for these when you're thrifting or at yard sales, because this one sold for $70. This is a vintage new mahogany wood. I did put memory storage box, large photo organizer, keepsake box. This one sold for $70. I actually paid about $50. So this one's about break even for me, but I also had jewelry in there that I made profit on. So I am happy to have that money back, which lowers the cost on my jewelry. But keep an eye out for jewelry boxes, especially if they are new, still in the original packaging. Up next is one of my favorite things. I haven't gotten any new ones in a while, and that is vintage tintype photos. So this buyer actually picked up 2 from me. I'm going to show you both of them, and they paid a total of $80. This first one is an antique 6 size ambrotype of a young boy in a half case, chubby cheeks tinted. So I want to put keywords in there so my buyers can find them. And then the second one, making up for the total of $80, was another 6 size ambrotype. This one I put 2 young boys in half case. I used the same title on both of these. I was kind of lazy. So the 2 of these sold for $80. I paid $20. So these are about a $45 to $50 profit. Up next is a Kirks Folly necklace. Kirks Folly is a name that has come up in my high dollar research videos. This one I only paid $20 for, and it sold in an hour. 1 hour, but I paid $20. Sometimes you got to pay up for these high dollar selling items. Paid $20, sold for $85 in an hour. This is a Kirks Folly gemstone chip necklace with iridescent fairy godmother pendant. Was 18 inches long. Sold for $85. I paid $20. And this one is going to be about a $60 profit after fees. And that was a very, very fast sale. All right, another Native American bolo tie. I had these things for a year and none of them sold. And this month we have sold 3 of them to 3 different buyers for really, really good money. This is a vintage folk art man corn maze. This is a Native American black glass seed bead bolo tie. This one I accepted an offer of $85 on it. I only paid $5 for this. This one is over a $65 profit. Again, took about a year to sell. Up next is a pair of shoes I bought for myself. Decided I wouldn't wear them after I saw how much they sell for on eBay. This is a pair of size 7 women's Hey Dude Wendy Glow Splatter lightweight slip-on shoes. They were new. I didn't even try them on. I actually bought 3 pairs of Hey Dudes at the same time. These I took a best offer of $85. I paid $55. So they're about a $20 to $25 profit, and they did take about 2 to 3 months to sell. Up next is a teeny tiny Longaberger basket. It is a cute little basket, and it sold for $88. This is a Longaberger 2006 Collectors Club little cupcake basket set topper. It was new in the box. I did put combo. This one sold for $88.39. Plus the buyer paid shipping. I actually had 2 of these. I paid about $10 for, so this one's gonna be about a $70 profit. Up next, and this is actually kind of funny. So I had this terrine for years, and I had it down to $25. And somebody bought it and then they didn't pay for it. So when I relisted it, I'm like, do I really want to ship this big terrine for $25? No, I don't. So I priced it up, marked it up. It sold in 2 weeks. I increased the price by more than $50 and it sold. This is a vintage Edgecombe Potters Maine terrine lidded studio pottery drip glaze. I did put handmade. Accepted a best offer of $75. I had it for $25 for 2 years and nobody took it. Priced it up, sold for $75. I actually only paid $5 for this, and this one's going to be about a $60 profit. Up next, you have seen this on another high dollar video because it sold and then it was returned. The reason it was returned was it didn't fit in their collection. So some returns can be super frustrating. You want to pull your hair out. Just accept the return, relist the item. It will sell again. This one actually sold in less than a month after it was relisted. This is a vintage historic Indian fur trade iron spearhead. Was an arrowhead point. This one sold for $97.49. Plus the buyer paid shipping. I am about $10 into this, and this one's going to be about a $70 to $75 profit. Up next is a really, really cool Kachina painting on slate. So I want to tell you guys, this Kachina painting was in pieces when it arrived to me, and I was like, but they were bigger pieces, and I actually glued them back together. Somebody asked what I used. I used E6000 glue. I do have a link to it in my Amazon links. Re-glued it, took pictures of the cracks, and it sold for almost $100. This is a vintage Kachina dancer, Hopi, painted on agate, stoned. It was artist signed. I did put Reed in the title because of those cracks and the repairs. This one sold for the $97.49 plus the buyer paid shipping. So this one I paid about $10 for in an online auction lot, and it is going to be about a $70 profit. All right. This next item is actually a complete wash. I bought this Dooney and Bourke backpack purse. I thought I would use it. I never did. It sat in my dresser drawer forever, and I decided to relist it. So I'm actually about a wash. I might have even lost a little bit, but I got that money back, and that's better to me than the item sitting there not being used. So this is a Dooney and Bourke brown leather mini backpack purse handbag. It sold for $97.49 plus the buyer paid shipping. I paid, I want to say about the same. So I probably lost about $20 because of fees. But again, it was sitting in my dresser, not getting used. And I was just glad to have some money back on that one. All right, this next sale is absolutely incredible. It was a $100 sale. It was 4 items, $100 sale. There's Dalton. You want to say?
Hi.
4 items, $100 sale. I only paid $20 for 10 of these. So I'm $2 in a piece, $8 into these. I'm going to show you all 4 of them now. So the first of these, and these are all Kuna Indian Mola textiles. The first one is an antique bird. And again, these all sold for about that $25 mark. Here is the second one. And if you are interested, look up Mola and on Google. You will get some more information. Amazing, amazing artwork. The second one is a lizard. And third was a tropical fish. Really, really cool. This one had a lot of work put into it. And then last was a bat, which I thought this was cool. This was actually one of my favorite ones I picked up. So again, together, all 4 of these sold for $100. And
I like the fish one.
yeah, the fish one's pretty cool.
Yep, it's too awesome.
It's too awesome. So all together, $8 into these and about an $80 profit. Up next is a very big, very heavy scuba vest. I picked it up, I believe, for about $40 to $50 at the thrift store.
Love your mom.
And it sat in my death pile forever because I didn't want to deal with it. I love you too. I
love you even more.
I think I got lipstick on you. I love you more.
Did you?
I think I did. So I paid about $40 to $50 for this. It sold for $100 though.
Mom.
This is an Aqualung Sequest Pro QD plus buoyancy compensator vest. Sold for $100 on best offer. So this one's going to be about a $35 to $40 profit, but it sold in under a week. All right, up next is a women's Harley Davidson leather jacket. Picked this up at a yard sale. I actually bought out all of their Harley stuff. So if you see a ton of stuff at a yard sale, ask them if you can buy it all, get a bulk deal, and watch for Harley, especially leather jackets. This is a women's Harley Davidson This was a heated jacket. It has wires, kind of cool. I didn't even know they existed. Black quilted, size large with the cord. This one sold for $129.99. I paid $40 for this. So this one is going to be about a $50 profit, and it took about 3 months to sell. Up next is an actual Kachina, not a painting of one. If you don't know, I absolutely love Kachina dolls. This one sold for well over $100. This is a vintage large 12-inch Hopi Kachina, cottonwood carved. I did put Kachina because some spell it that way. This is Cheveo Ogre. It was signed that on the bottom. This one did take over a year to sell. Some of these do take a while for the right buyer to find them. It sold for $120. I only paid about $10 for him in an online auction. So he's going to be about an $80 profit. All right, up next is a dolphin. If you know me, I love dolphins. I do not collect them. People do send them to me, and I do keep and display those. But personally, I don't typically buy a ton of dolphin stuff. I do like dolphin necklaces, though. I have a couple of those. But let me show you this amazing glass dolphin. It took 2 years to sell. This is a vintage blue glass dolphin. I did put Porpoise, hand blown, 11.5-inch art glass sculpture. I only paid $20 for this thing at an antique mall in Savannah, Georgia, when I was up there visiting a friend. This one sold for $129.35. Again, it took 2 years to sell, but it is going to be about an $80 profit, and I got to look at it. It's really cool looking. It got to sit on my shelf and be displayed until it's sold. Up next this artist has become one of my favorite potters, and that is Louis Meideke. He is a Northwest potter, so I don't get to see his stuff often, but I found a lot of 80 items. I only paid $8 each. This next one was a great sale. This is a vintage rare 1960s mid-century art pottery cobalt blue fish plate. It was signed Meideke. I paid $8 for this. It sold for $129.35, making it about an $85 profit. Now, it did take about a year to sell, so it took a little bit longer, but I was in the profit on this lot after about 2 or 3 months. So really, really good profit, and anything else that sells from this lot is now complete profit. All right, we are getting higher and higher. This next one sold for $150. This is a vintage View of Richmond Historic America red covered vegetable bowl. This was a Johnson Brothers. Some of the Johnson Brothers pieces can sell for a lot of money. It typically is your serving pieces and larger pieces, but the plates can sometimes be decent as well. So this one I actually only paid $10 for. It sold for $150, making it about $110 profit, and this one did not take long. It took less than 6 months to sell. All right, we are up to our top 5 items. Our top 5 items. The first one is, and if you don't like clowns, I'm sorry. I am not like a big clown fan, but I don't dislike them enough to not pick them up. This next one is a Giuseppe Armani. This is a vintage Giuseppe Armani figurine, the Pensive Clown. It was a large sculpture. It was 12 inches tall with balloons. This one sold for $100. I only paid $10. So this one's about a $70 profit. The cool thing about this one is Giuseppe Armani is an Italian artist, and this one sold international back to Italy, which I thought was super, super cool. All right. We are up to our top 5 items that I have sold in the last 6 weeks, and they are going to go all the way up to $1,000. But first, we are going to start with this really, really cool piece. This is a Harmony Kingdom Disney Bambi Thumper Many Moods of Thumper trinket box. This one is one of 500. I picked this up on an online auction for $40. Did take about a year to sell. It sold for $162.49, making it about a $75 to $80 profit. It did take over a year to sell, and actually the top selling item came from the same online auction as this one. So this little trinket box is only about 3 to 4 inches, and it sold for $160. Keep your eye out for Harmony Kingdom, especially limited editions, and Disney. They can sell for great money. All right, up next is a really cool fish basket, and I didn't know this thing was a fish basket. So I bought a basket lot in an online auction. I actually just got this lot last month, and it was just some really well-made baskets. That is why I got it. I had no clue what I had. I used Google Lens, identified this, and it sold in 2 days. This is a 20th century Polynesian Tokelau Island wood fishing box. I did put bait, antique, vintage. I only have less than $10 into this basket, and it sold in 2 days for $180. This is close to $150 profit, and this is a small basket. This is only a 6-inch basket. So if you see things that look well made and catch your eye, try and use Google Lens. Check them out, because this one was an amazing profit. All right, we have a Kachina in the top 5. This was an amazing sale, and it actually sold in only 2 months. This was one of the biggest Kachinas I've sold. It was 15 inches. This is a Hopi wood carved, brightly covered Longhair Kachina, another one that was signed on the bottom. This one was large on base stand. I did have 18 inches in that title, and that measurement was incorrect. So what I did was I messaged the buyer and said, I'm very sorry, my measurement was not correct. This is only 15 inches tall. I actually have a bigger one if you would prefer that. And they wrote me back and said, no, send me this one. I'm okay with the measurement being off. And it sold for $275.70. I got this from an online auction 2 months ago. I am less than $40 in, and this one is going to be very close to a $200 profit. All right, top 2. First one is supposed to be being returned. I talked about this watch on my Tuesday podcast. This thing has been a curse since I bought it. It is a vintage Harley Davidson pocket watch. I got a ton of lower offers. Finally, I had the thing a year. I accepted one. I had as is doesn't work, and they're still returning it. So again, take it back and I'll relist it, and hopefully it'll sell again. Yes, sir. All right, we are up to our top selling item. This item sold for $1,000. I did pay up. I paid $600. Still, it's about a $200 profit. I had it listed at $1,600, but I'd had it over a year, so I got a $1,000 offer. Sales have been slow. I said, you know what? I'm still gonna make a couple hundred. I'm gonna take this offer. This is a 2004 Disney The Little Mermaid Daughters of Triton musical water globe with Ariel. This one I accepted the best offer of $1,000. Plus the buyer paid shipping. This one, again, about a $200 profit, because I picked it up for about $600, and happy to have that $200 profit. Also get back my initial investment, and this was our highest sale of the last 6 weeks. All right, so that wraps up 30 plus high dollar sales over the last 6 weeks. All my own sales. Please feel free to check my eBay store, filter to completed and sold. You will see all of these sales there, and you can verify for yourself. I appreciate you watching. If you like this video with high dollar only, I do have a complete playlist of it, so check it out. If you're not already subscribed, definitely do that. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.